problem with my mobile, so
no problem. Namaste everybody. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. Today we are going to discuss Shloka number 11 to 20. You are all most welcome on this platform where we discuss Shloka by Shloka. Every week we discuss 10 Shlokas, and we also enjoy bhajan and bhakti from all of our fellow beings. Okay. Thank you very much for joining in. Ashwini ji, please start.
Shall I start from the beginning or 11?
No, 11 to 20.
Okay. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Shri Bhagavad Gita Adha Dvadashodhyayaha. Athaidyapi shaktosi kartum madhyogamashritah sarvakarma phalatyagan tathak kuruyatatmavan shreyo hi jnanam adbhyasat jnanat dhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas tyagas chanti nirantaram adveshta sarvabhutanam maitrak karuna evacha nirmamom nihrahankaras samadukha sukha kshami santushta satatam yogi yatatma drudha nischayah mayyarpita mano buddhir yo mad bhaktas same priyah yasmanno dvijate loko lokanno dvijate chayah harshamarsh bhayodvegair mukto yasacha me priyah anapekshas suchardaksha udasino gatavyatah sarvarambha parityagi yo mad bhaktas same priyah yo na rishyati na dveshti na shochati na kankshati shubha shubha parityagi bhakti manyas same priyah samashastro cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayoh शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः तुल्य निंदा स्तुतिर्मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमतिर् भक्तिमान्यो प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्मामृतमिदं यथोक्तपर्य उपासते श्रद्धधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियः ओम तत्सदिति श्रीमद् भगवद गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योग शास्त्रे श्री कृष्णार्जुन संवादे भक्ति योग नाम 12 ओम श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Namaskar, sir.
Ashwini ji, you can continue with the explanation of 11th Sloka.
Yeah.
You are only the one, no, who has to do.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Shlok number 11, 12th chapter. Athaidadapya shaktosi kartum madhyogamashritah sarvakarma palatyagan tathak kuru yatatmavan. So here Sri Krishna explaining the law of karma. He uses the term fruit, that is the result of an action. We know that every action must result in a reaction. So he calls it as a fruit, which contains the seed of a fruit, future action hidden within it. This seed can give rise to enormous actions, that is apeksha. So here I would like to tell you one story of Akbar and Wilbur. So they just went for hunting. So there was one river, and it's a narrow river, and they saw that one man coming from the opposite side, and he ran so fast, and in one jump he jumps and crosses the river. So Akbar was very astonished, and he said, see how this, even my horse cannot jump so much, and how this man could have done this. So they call that man near and they said, take this Suvarna Mudra, and you have shown this very nice, and which we, how did you do this? And if you do this, I will give you one more. So what happens is that apeksha. Now, you know, this fellow in the greed, or he will have that initially without any this thing, he just runs and crosses the river. But now the apeksha is there that he will get the gold. So what happens is when he's the second time, he could not do that. So Birbal starts laughing. So then Akbar asked him, why are you laughing? So he explains that, see, now initially that he didn't have any apeksha that he will do, but now this time he is having this apeksha. And so when you are doing any karma, so without any expectations, when you do, he will be always there with you to help you out. But when the apeksha is attached with your reaction, so there will be, it's not that every time you not succeed, but there will be always a hesitation and the results won't be proper. So this is the condition of majority of seekers. We are so tied up in the material world that we find it difficult to go beyond the satisfaction of our ego. Our primary desires are material and not spiritual. So there is one more story I would like to say, that the God comes in one man's dream and he says, come, I'll show you the journey, your journey. So he goes with him, and they saw that initially for few steps, they see the 2 steps, 4 steps, the impression of 4 steps. And then suddenly the road goes upward. So till that time, they see the 4 steps. But when the road starts going difficult and harder, they see only the 2 steps. So this man with the ego, he says, see, when difficult times, you have not supported me, and but still I could do it. So that ego and that pride will come to him. And then he'll say, see, this is the reason why. So then the Krishna tells him that no, which was difficult for you to climb, to go further because of the difficulties. So I was carrying you. So those steps are not yours, but they are my steps. So this is how he explains that whatever you are doing, without any hesitation, without, you just samarpan, you give me the samarpan, you surrender all your karmas, whether, and don't think about the results, whether it is right or wrong, you just, and I will take care of it. But we human beings are not that much, we have a trust on him to believe him. So that is the reason why we hesitate. Thank you. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. This is what I have understood from this shloka.
Thank you very much, Ashwini ji, for such a nice detailed explanation with examples. And when we take refuge in Bhagwan Sri Krishna, it becomes far easy to swallow both success and failure. That is what is sarva karma phalatyagam. And whenever we face, despite our efforts, if we face failure, then also we will not feel bad, because we know that we have done by telling Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. And whenever we are succeeding, at that time also we can say Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, this is not me, this is because of the grace of Bhagavan Sri Krishna I have been bestowed with this success, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, now let us move to second, 12th sloka.
Namaste.
Shiv Shankarji.
Namaste.
Namaste.
This is 12th sloka of 12th chapter, and today is Dvadashi, a strange coincidence. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat gnanad dhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma palatyagaha tyagat chantiranantaram. Here, Bhagavan is explaining that knowledge without meditation is indeed superior to meditation, that is without knowledge, and meditation with knowledge is superior to mere knowledge. Renunciation of the results of actions is superior to meditation. There is peace after renunciation. In this verse, Lord Krishna talks about 4 types of sadhanas. Lord Krishna grades them from the lowest to the highest. The 4 types of sadhanas, what he is mentioning are, number 1 is abhyasa, number 2 is gnanam, number 3 is dhyanam, number 4 is karma palatyaga. Abhyasaha means meditation upon God or Ishvara Chintanam. A meditation which is not backed by knowledge, it is just mechanical meditation without any understanding what God is. This mechanical meditation or knowledgeless meditation is here called as Abhyasaha. Gnanam, the second one, is a thorough study of scriptures. Knowing God is possible by the systematic study of scriptures and understanding the nature of Ishvara. This knowledge is called Gnanam. The word Gnanam, Krishna means knowledge without the practice of meditation. This person has the knowledge of God, but he does not practice meditation upon God to internalize the knowledge. Meditation-less knowledge is Gnanam. Next is Dhyanam, which is a combination of both. A person studies the scriptures thoroughly, understands what God is, and after gaining knowledge, he dwells upon the Lord, as understood from the scriptures. Dhyanam means a mixture of both knowledge and meditation. Karma phalatyaga has already been talked about in the 11th verse by Krishna. It is dedicating all the karma phalams to the Lord and taking back whatever is received as Ishvara Prasada from the Lord. In the previous list, karma palatyaga is given as the lowest. Krishna places mischief in this shloka. In this list, he places karma palatyaga as the highest one. This is the most confusing shloka of the 12th chapter. Krishna openly contradicts what he has done in the previous shlokas. A list of 5 sadhanas are given and karma palatyaga is the lowest. Now he gives a list of 4 sadhanas where karma palatyaga is the highest. But Shankaracharya helps us in understanding the Shastra and comes to our rescue. He says it is an open contradiction, but we should understand what is Lord Krishna's intention. The majority are ready for the lowest stage only. If Krishna presents that as the lowest, we may feel an inferiority complex, and therefore, to encourage the people, Krishna is just transporting this lowest sadhana to the highest stage. It is like saying that small is beautiful. Krishna glorifies it, called Atishayoktihi, exaggeration of a sadhana. The whole shloka is called Arthavada Shlokaha. Abhyasat Gnanam Shreyaha. Better than mechanical meditation of God is the knowledge of God. Gnanam is meditation-less knowledge. So meditation-less knowledge is certainly better than knowledge-less meditation. Gnana Dhyanam Visishyate. Better than meditation-less knowledge is Dhyanam. It is meditation practiced after gaining knowledge. This informed meditation or enlightened meditation is superior to the previous ones. Dhyanat Karma Palatyagaha. Better than all these 3 sadhanas is Karma Palatyagaha sadhana. Here, Karma Palatyaga is elevated to the highest sadhana. This elevation is not the fact-based elevation, but a compromise that Krishna does for the sake of encouraging people who practice Sakama Karma Pradhana Karma Yoga. Tyagat, by giving up resistance, because of the awareness that whatever God gives me is welcome. Agate Swagatam Kuryat. What is the consequence? Tyagat Shanti Anantaram. Anantaram means immediately. Shanti comes immediately. Shanti, there is peace. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Siddhya Siddhyahan Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. With this, Krishna concludes the Bhakti Yoga Sadhanani. The first part of the 12th chapter is over actually. The second part is from 13th Sloka to 20th Sloka. Dhanyavadaha Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you very much, Shiv Shankarji. So here one thing is very important and very sure, that karma has to be done. Then only we will be able to do karma phalatyaga. So without action, we can't achieve. That is most important. And then after action, there is renunciation. So that we have to always remember. Apart from that, the idea of Gnan is very, very important. Many a times what happens is some person might be lacking knowledge, but that person might be able to project in such a way that he or she is extremely knowledgeable. At that point comes the importance of knowledge into practice. And then that is where we will be able to understand whether this knowledge is meaningful or meaningless. Practice, whatever practice we do, whatever abhyasa we do, that has to be backed up with knowledge. Otherwise, that practice will be of no use. Suppose we are doing Surya Namaskar and we do just like that Surya Namaskar without any understanding of why we are doing Surya Namaskar, then that practice is of no use. And unfortunately, you and me, we all know that there are many people who do Surya Namaskar for weight loss. So that is like a hopeless situation according to me, because Surya Namaskar is not done for weight loss. Surya Namaskar is not done for a beautiful body. Surya Namaskar is done for expressing your gratitude for this body, which is functioning only because of Bhagwan Sri Surya. So that is where the karma phala tyaga comes. If you are doing a Surya Namaskar and thinking that you are going to get a beautiful body, that is absolutely wrong, and you are doing it for the wrong reasons. And whenever you are doing Surya Namaskar, you're doing it with complete devotion to Bhagwan Sri Surya. That is what is karma phala tyaga, and then because of that we will all get great peace. So I hope with the example of Surya Namaskar, all of us will understand the importance of basis of whatever we are doing, that needs to be found out, and accordingly it needs to be devoted to the supreme consciousness. Thank you very much. Now next one, 13th.
Next is Indira ji and Vijay Kumar ji. Shloka number 13 and 14.
Namaste Vijay Kumar ji. Namaste Indira ji. What happened? Indira ji and Vijay Kumar ji, please unmute yourselves.
Unmuted. It is unmuted. Are you able to hear us?
Yeah, we are able to hear you. Yeah, please
Thank
continue.
you, sir. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitrak karuna eva cha nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sukhakshami. Meaning, he who hates no being, who is compassionate to all, who is free from the false feeling of I and mine, even-minded in the pain and pleasure, is dear to me, Krishna explains to Arjuna. The keywords here are nirmamo nirahankara. Then adveshtam, not envious. Nirmamo nirahankara, not having compassion or false ego. Samadukha sukhakshami, he who treats happiness and distress in the same way. Here, Gita has given us the proper code of conduct for every individual. Many people are busy trying to bring peace in the world, yet they might not have achieved peace within themselves and their own family. We have to understand the role of yoga, way of life. At this point, nearly 5,000 years back, Patanjali Rishi has given us the sutra, Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. Mind, the white elephant, has to be brought under control by yoga. Then we will be able to get free of the samsara sagara. We have to learn to be detached and become only a witness. Krishna advises to perform Nishkama Karma. Yoga is a way to achieve this mastery over the mind. I would like to say the lives of Sudama and of Saint Tukaram are the examples before us. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you very much, Indira ji, for such a beautiful explanation. Here I have just one idea of Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. As you mentioned that by doing yoga we control mind. I would slightly differ on this aspect, because what I have understood I would like to share with all of you, that when the tendencies of mind are sublimated by any means, then that process is called as yoga. Just think over it, then you will realize that yoga is not just done on mat. Yoga can be done anywhere, and that will include the definitions of karma yoga, that will include the definitions of gnana yoga, that will include the definitions of bhakti yoga. What Patanjali has described is called Raja Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. That is one process through which we can do the practice of Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Otherwise, there are many other ways also, which we all know. And that is why it's not by the practice of yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha will happen. Any process which leads to Chitta Vritti Nirodha is yoga. Then it will include broader aspects. Okay. So let us now go to the next one.
Yeah, namaste, sir.
Namaste, Vijay Kumar ji.
I am chanting Shloka number 14.
Yeah, please.
Chapter 12.
Please, please.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Sandushta Sadadam Yogi Yadalma Dhrida Nischaya Mayarpida Mano Buddhir Yo Madbhakta Samapriya. The basic meaning of the shloka is they are even ever contented, steadily united with me in the devotion, self-controlled, of firm resolve and dedicated to me in mind and intellect are dear to me. Here Bhagavan explains the devotees who are free from malice towards all living beings, who are friendly and compassionate, free from detachment to possessions and egotism, I-ness, equipoised in happiness and distress, a balanced way, and ever forgiving, who are ever contented, steadily unite with me in devotion, who has subdued his body, mind, and senses, and has a firm resolve, who has surrendered his mind and intellect to me, that devotee of mine is very dear to me. The devotees attach their mind to God in loving devotion. It is thus detached from the world, and this gives them mastery over their mind and senses. 8 shlokas starting from 13 to 20 are very famous and beloved ones in Bhagavad Gita. Om Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Namaste, sir.
Thank you very much, Vijay Kumar ji, for such a nice, beautiful, short and sweet explanation. In short, if we want to say that we need to completely love. If we are asking, then we have to completely love each and every human being, each and every living being for that matter. That itself will be worship of the Lord.
Find the Guru and God in everyone.
Yes. With that understanding, we will go to the 15th Shloka.
Hare Krishna. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. At Shri Bhagavad Gita Dvadasho Adhyayah Bhakti Yoga. Shloka number 15. Yasmano dvijate loko lokano dvijate jaya harsham harsham bhayo vege muktoya sacha me priya. इस श्लोक में भगवान बताते हैं कि एक ऐसा व्यक्ति जो किसी को कष्ट नहीं पहुंचाता, और अगर उसे भी कोई कष्ट पहुंचाता है तो इन सब चीजों से बिल्कुल अछूता रहता है। इन सब चीजों से उसे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। जैसे कि कौन सी चीजें? जैसे कि सुख में, दुख में, भय में, चिंता में, इन सभी परिस्थितियों में वह एक समान ही रहता है, मतलब वो न्यूट्रल जो है बना रहता है। ऐसा जो इंसान है वह भगवान श्री कृष्ण को सर्वप्रिय है। वह किसी भी स्थिति से जो है विचलित नहीं होता। पिछले कुछ श्लोकों में भगवान ने कुछ क्वालिटीज जो हैं भक्तों की बताई हैं कि जो अगर हमें शुद्ध भक्त बनना है, लेकिन अगर हमें गॉड का फेवरेट चाइल्ड या पर्सन बनना है, तो कौन कौन सी क्वालिटीज हैं जो हमारे अंदर होनी चाहिए। और ये वही सब क्वालिटीज हैं जो भगवान श्री कृष्ण जो है हमें इस श्लोका में बता रहे हैं। और उसके बाद कि हमारा व्यवहार, जो हमारा आचरण है इन सब तरह की परिस्थितियों में, वो किस प्रकार का होना चाहिए। भगवान श्री कृष्ण में बता रहे हैं कि ये क्वालिटीज जो हैं वो उन्हें सर्वाधिक जो है वह प्रिय हैं, और ये जो है हमारे व्यवहार के अंदर जो है वो इम्बाइब जो है वह होनी चाहिए। और जैसे कि ये सब चीजें मैंने बताई कि जो इंसान समभाव जो बना रहता है सुख में दुख में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी ने उसकी बहुत ज्यादा प्रशंसा करी तो भी वो एकदम सेवेंथ स्काई पे नहीं चला जाता, या किसी ने बहुत ज्यादा कोई इसकी निंदा करी तो वो एकदम बहुत ही दुख में, बहुत शोक में जो है वो चला जाता है, या बहुत कुछ खुशी जब उसे मिल जाती है तो वो बहुत ज्यादा इलेटेड फील करता है, और कोई ट्रबल अगर लाइफ में आ गई तो एकदम जो है डिप्रेशन में चला जाए। तो मतलब जो एक्सट्रीम लेवल्स जो हैं वो इनमें जो है नहीं जाता है, वो जो है न्यूट्रल बना रहता है। तो इस तरह का जो व्यक्ति है वो श्री कृष्ण को जो है सर्वप्रिय है, कि वो विचलित जो है वो इन सब परिस्थितियों से नहीं होता। पहले तो हम ये देखें कि एक्चुअली इंसान जो है वह विचलित ही वो क्यों होता है। हम अपनी सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन के लिए, अपनी ईगो ग्रेटिफिकेशन के लिए जो कुछ चीजें हैं वो कर लेते हैं, और फिर खुद से ही हमारे अंदर जेलसी, कंपैरिजन, दूसरों से बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशन, दूसरों से आगे बढ़ने की होड़ कि मेरे पास ये है लेकिन उसके पास कुछ ज्यादा है, या उसके पास ऐसा ये सब क्यों है और मेरे पास क्यों नहीं है। तो इन सब चीजों के चलते हम एंग्शियस हो जाते हैं और घृणा करने लगते हैं, ईर्ष्या करने लगते हैं, और ये सब चीजों में जो है हम डिस्टर्ब हो जाते हैं। तो इन सब चीजों से जो है हमें वो दूर रहने की जरूरत है, और इन सब चीजों से हमें दूर रहने की जरूरत है। और अगर ऐसी सिचुएशंस जो है लाइफ में आती भी हैं तो उनमें हमें इक्विवोकली जो है वो बिहेव करना चाहिए। एंड आई थिंक वी शुड ऑलवेज ट्रीट अदर्स द वे वी वांट टू गेट ट्रीटेड। और इस अदर्स में जैसे कि अभी मयूर जी ने बताया कि इट्स नॉट जस्ट ह्यूमन बीइंग्स बट आई थिंक एवरी लिविंग बीइंग जो है वी शुड बी ट्रीटिंग देम द सेम वे। जनरली क्या होता है कि जब घर में, जॉब में, प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में, पर्सनल लाइफ में सब कुछ अच्छा अच्छा चल रहा होता है तो हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, भगवान की बहुत कृपा है, भगवान की बहुत कृपा है, और हम लोग जो है उसको कृपा जो है मान के चलते हैं और उसमें जो है खुश रहते हैं। लेकिन जब कभी जीवन में दुख आता है, तकलीफ आती है, कुछ ट्रबल्स आ जाते हैं, कुछ रोड ब्लॉक्स आ जाते हैं, तब मेरे ख्याल से कोई इसको कृपा जो है इस तरह से नहीं बोलता और बहुत ज्यादा दुख में जो है चला जाता है। लेकिन मेरा दृष्टिकोण जो है इस चीज को देखने का ये है कि अगर जिंदगी में कोई दुख, तकलीफ, मुश्किल, परेशानी आती भी है तो वो हमेशा हमें स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने के लिए आती है। भगवान जो है हम आगे जाके जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज हैंडल करने वाले हैं उनके प्रति जो है हमारा रिस्पॉन्सिबल हम हो जाएं और उस को जो है अच्छे से निभा पाए, तो वो जो तैयारी है वो भगवान हमारी करवा रहे होते हैं। तो अगर सुख आए तो भी हम कहेंगे भगवान की कृपा है, अगर अगर दुख आए तो भी हम कहेंगे भगवान की कृपा है। और आई थिंक इस तरह से एक समभाव जो है हम बनाए रख सकते हैं और गॉड्स फेवरेट चाइल्ड जो है हम हो सकते हैं। यही इस श्लोक में भगवान श्री कृष्ण जो है हम सबको समझाना चाह रहे हैं। धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्णा। सर्वम श्री कृष्ण अर्पणमस्तु।
You, I object to the word God's favorite child.
Okay. What it
It's
should
not,
be?
it should not be. We are not here to become God's favorite child. In our culture, we imbibe the qualities of God within ourselves, and we become God ourselves. So aham brahmasmi, we tell. So it's not that we are trying to become God's favorite child. We are trying to invoke the properties, the qualities of God within us. That is what it should be. The God's favorite child and God's son and God's grandson and all these things are there in other cultures, other religions. In our religion, we consider each and every person, each and every aspect of universe being pervaded with God. Okay, so we see in Tulsi also we see God. In stone also we see God. In animals also we see God. In all aspects of nature, in all aspects of universe, we see God. So it's like being and creating the awareness of God in and around us. Okay, so I hope that you mold your understanding of God's favorite child. Thank you. Next
Yes,
one.
so maybe मेरे शब्दों का चयन थोड़ा गलत हो गया, मैं उसमें क्षमा चाहती हूँ, but I mean the same thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
धन्यवाद. Next is Murthy ji.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
I'm going to chant Shloka number 16.
Please.
Anapeksha suchir daksha udasino gata vyataha sarvaramba parityagi yo mad bhakta samapriya. Here, anapeksha means indifferent to worldly gain. Suchit means pure, daksha means skillful, udasina means without case, and sarvarambi for all undertakings, parityagi renounces, made bhakta, my devotees were very dear to me. So here in this shloka, those who are indifferent to worldly gains externally and internally, pure, skillful, without case, untroubled and free from selfishness in all undertaking, such devotees of mine are very dear to me. That's what in this sloka says. And indifferent to worldly gains means it is devotees who are rich in divine love for God and they consider it to be highest treasure worthy of possessing. They also give the highest priority to the loving service of the Lord. Hence they become unconcerned about worldly gain. Here, the external and internal pure means internal may be defects of lust, anger, greed, envy, ego, etc. And equally, external environmental materialistic things are also equally considered for the pureness. And here, one saying goes like this: cleanliness is next to godliness. They are also externally very pure. So, and people who are task oriented, who are get an opportunity to serve the God and they perform their duties with fullest attention, they naturally become skillful. And also God protects such devotees and where they totally surrender to the God. And when devotees surrender to the God, simply their best effort in all endeavors and leave the results in the hands of the Supreme. Thus, whatever the outcome, they remain untroubled, subjugating their will to the divine will. Free from selfishness in all undertakings, their attitude of service makes them rise above petty selfishness. So, Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you, sir.
Murthy ji, I request you to, if you are telling from some place, then I request you to give the reference of that place if you are like telling it word by word, because this is not told by, like, observed by me. I was sent a message by somebody who told that, sir, we may have copyright issues if it is being told from some website. Okay, so
it is Swamiji's this thing, sir. Translation. Yes. It's not from website.
Yeah, it is. It is which Swamiji's?
This is
Swami Mukundananda.
Swami Mukundananda, sir.
Yeah, it is on the website. I was given the reference of the website by some person. So
Okay.
I request you to give the reference. I request everybody, not only Murtiji. I request
Okay.
everybody to give reference if you are speaking word by word from some book. Okay. And
Okay.
I request everybody, like you interpret and then you make your own understanding and you speak. Even if you
Okay.
speak something less or something more, it does not matter. But
Okay, sir.
it should come from your own churning of thoughts. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Murtiji, but I had to speak this. Yeah.
No problem. No problems.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next is Padma ji.
Namaste.
Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna, everyone.
Jai Shri Krishna, Padma ji.
Chapter 12, Shloka number 17. Yo na drashyati na drishti na sochati na kanchasti shubha shubha parityagi bhakti manya same priya. A devotee who has a highly balanced mind will have equanimity towards joy and sorrow. That is, he will not rejoice in joy and will not grieve in sorrow. He will treat both as equal, and he renounces both auspicious and inauspicious. Such a yogi whose heart is full of love for me is very dear to me, says Shri Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Padma ji, for short and sweet explanation. And now we will move on to the next one, 18th Shloka.
Raja Rajeshwari ji.
No, Namaste ji.
Namaste, Padma ji.
Okay. Samaratrau cha mitre cha tata mana apamanayoho sitoshna sukha dukkeshu samaha sangha vivarjitah. In this sloka, Krishna expresses his pleasure with a devotee who transcends duality, one who is equal to friends and enemies, one who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, one who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and one who is free from all associations. Such a devotee is very dear to me. Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to remain equipoised in both happiness and distress. The world is full of illusion, Maya. Like swan, we should learn how to drink pure milk, avoiding water. Ramana Maharshi says, when there is ego in our mind, we cannot achieve wisdom and mukti. Birth and death will be there. Our life is connected to our fate. It is like maths equation. It is like balance sheet account. We are unable to change this because it is decided by the God himself. It is the human mind that creates its difficulties and cries for help. If ego rises, all will rise. If the ego merges, all will merge. The more we are humble, the better it is for us. All happiness is due to ego. With it comes all our trouble. If we would deny the ego and ignore, it will be free from distress. Silence is most powerful. Speech is always less powerful than silence. Sant Tukaram says, real happiness consists in leading a scheduled life. We should not care for praises or blame, care not for compassion and affection, care not for happiness and sorrow. Those who want to pursue God sit down at a place with determined effort. Sarvam Krishnarpanam.
Thank you very much, Padma ji, for such a nice, short, sweet explanation. This Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu, this is very interesting and very powerful message. And it has been used previously also. What I have experienced in my own life, I had written this shloka in 2006. I think I have shared this previous shloka, and this I had written in 2006 when I was in my final year of MBBS, and it was written because I faced such situations, and I continue to face, even like today also I continue to face, where continuously you will be judged continuously. Despite your best of the best intentions, people will keep on judging you. People will keep on questioning your intentions, and there is no stop in that. There is no stop in that. When you take a path which is difficult, you have to be ready for all kinds of difficulties. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, like that. So what these slokas have given me is the stability which I need to face such situations. And by God's grace, let me tell you that every time I will get some divine blessing, and through that I will become stronger and stronger on the path of yoga, on the path of self-realization, and it keeps on expanding. I really am blessed to receive such teachings early in my childhood, and I am really blessed to find situations, to enter into the situations where the teachings of Bhagavad Gita can definitely be utilized when they are required. Otherwise, it would have become just one academic discussion for me. I am very proud to say that I am practically enjoying the experience of Srimad Bhagavad Gita also. Thank you very much, Padmaji. Now next one.
Namaste,
Raja
Doctor.
Rajeshwari ji.
Namaste, Raja Rajeshwari ji.
Tulya nindastutir mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketastiramatihi bhaktiman me priyo naraha. The meaning is, to whom praise and insult are same, who is silent, content with anything, who is without a home, with unwavering mind, a person who is such a devotee is dearer to me. So in the entire 12th chapter, Krishna is telling about each and every situation where we are having the two sides of coins, like Sita, Vishnu, Sukha, Dukkha, friends, enemies, like that. So he is saying that the person who is having equanimity of mind, that person will only be able to achieve liberalization, and also he will be able to be calm and quiet, and he will be able to do bhakti in a better manner. Even Adi Shankaracharya is saying the same thing in his Bhajagovindam verse 9. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatme nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan muktihi. Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam. The meaning is, the company of the good wins one away from the false attachments. When attachment is lost, delusion ends. When delusion ends, the mind becomes unwavering and steady. An unwavering and steady mind is merited for Jivan Mukti, that is freedom of spirit and liberalization even in his life. There's one more, this one, when Sukha was going near the river, the ladies were bathing in the river. At that time, there was one more Muni who was passing through the river. When the other Muni was passing over, all the ladies just tried to cover their body, then go here and there and hide. And when Sukha went, they were not at all bothered. They were as it is taking the bath. When someone asked, the ladies said that Sukha Maharshi is having the equanimity mind. He is seeing Krishna in everybody and himself in Krishna in himself. And he is not bothered about the body because he is seeing in everybody the Atma. So we are not bothered when Sukha Maharshi is going. So that is how we are supposed to be behaving to achieve the mukti or liberalization. Sarvam Krishna Arpana.
Very nice. Anybody wants to tell the meaning of Aniketa? What is Niketan?
Without attachment to their
Attachment.
house.
Niketan. What is Niketan? Shanti Niketan. So what is Niketan?
Place
Aniketa
where you
means
get
Place
Nivas-
where Shanti
Nivasa
is
in
there.
the
Correct? The place of
Aniketa
residence.
abode, sir.
Aniketa means
Akash.
no place.
No place.
No place. Without
All
any
over.
place.
All over.
all over, or not having any attachment to any place. Now this our true self is our Atman, and the body is the place where we are residing. So the person who does not have any attachment to this body is also called as Aniketa. A person who does not have any attachment to any other place or any other body is also called Aniketa. Means if I think that somebody, or suppose my wife, why she did like this, why she did like that, she should respect me, then I am not Aniketa. You got my point? So when we try to have power over others or try to prove our own power, then we are not Aniketa. When we try to sublimate this power, try to sublimate our this body self, this ego self, then we are Aniketa. So that is I, me, and mine. If it is not there, then we are Aniketa. If I, me, and mine is there, then it is not
Ahankara, ahankara.
Yes. Without ego, without attachment, that is Aniketa.
Is also Sthira, Aniketa.
Sthiramati is like Sthiramati is the next word. Mati means our intelligence, our brain, our mind, and Sthiramati means firm intelligence. Now, firm intelligence means it's not like like Hitler, not like Hitler. Sthiramati means completely stable and completely stable into the supreme consciousness, completely stable into the highest level of consciousness. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Next is Rajam Krishnan.
Om Sri Paramatmane Namaha. Bhakti Yoga, Yoga of Devotion. Namaskaram, Sri Mayurji and Henry Kudumpakam. In this Adhyaya, we understand that Shraddha is the common factor to all the forms of spiritual practices, which is linked with the path of bhakti and practice of dharma, which is equated with immortality, which is called Sanatana Dharma. Now, Sloka 20. Yetu dharmyamritamidham edoktam paryupasate Shraddhadhana paramaha bhaktastetiva me priyaha. Tatparya. Krishna says, those who fully partake of this nectar of pious wisdom described above, who are endowed with faith and are solely devoted to me, those devotees are very dear to me. Then Krishna concludes by summing up his answers to Arjuna's question by affirming that the supreme path of spirituality is bhakti. Those who make the Supreme Lord as their goal and cultivate devotion with great faith, such devotees are exceedingly dear to me. Om Tat Sadidi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Bhakti Yogo Nama Dvadashodhyayaha. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu. Dhanyavadaha. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, everybody. At this point, I would like to just take liberty to speak that if you want to learn chanting of the shloka, then you can contact Rajam Krishnanji. She has volunteered, and she has told that if anybody wants to learn chanting of the shloka, she is more than happy to do it for us. So if you want, you can, she's in our group and you can just contact her privately also and she will guide you. Okay. Now this chapter is over. Next week we will summarize this chapter. Today, if anybody wants to express their bhakti by bhajans or give any feedback, they are most welcome.
Sir, yes, sir, we have three people. We have Rajamji, Chandrikaji, and Gautamji singing today.
Okay, please. Yeah.
Rama Rama Sita Rama Ramachandra pahi maam, Rama Rama Sita Rama, Ramachandra pahi maam, Rama Krishna Govinda, Hare pahi maam, Rama Rama Sita Rama, Ramachandra pahi maam, Rama Krishna Govinda, Hare pahi maam. Krishna Krishna Gopala Vasudeva pahi maam. Krishna Krishna Gopala Vasudeva pahi maam. Rama Krishna Govinda Hare pahi maam. Krishna Krishna Gopala Vasudeva pahi maam. Rama Krishna Govinda Hare pahi maam. Rama Rama Sita Rama, Ramachandra pahi maam. Rama Krishna Govinda Hare pahi maam. Hare Hare Gangadhara Nilakanta pahi maam. Hare Hare Gangadhara Nilakanta pahi maam. Rama Krishna Govinda Hare pahi maam. Hare Hare Gangadhara Nilakanta Rama Rama Sita Rama, Rama Krishna pahi maam. Ram. Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yeah, we are able to hear you.
Rama Rama Sita Rama, Ramachandra pahi maam. Rama Krishna Govinda Hare pahi maam. Rama Rama Sita Rama, Ramachandra pahi maam. Rama Krishna Govinda Hare pahi maam. Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Jai Jai Ram Jai Sita Ram 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 Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Dhanyavada Namaskaram.
Very nice. Thank you very much. We felt Ayodhya. Thank you very much, Rajam Krishnan ji. Now next one.
Chandrika ji.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste, namaste.
Parama Purusha Hari Govinda, Karivarada Narayana Govinda. Parama Purusha Hari Govinda, Karivarada Narayana Govinda. Nishepa Sarasurana Usura Tolegisida, Kusuma Sharana Pita Govinda. Nishipe Sarasurana Usure Tolagisida Kusuma Sharana Pita Govinda Rasapurita Shruti Musni Satale Tandu
बिसच संभव गीते गोविंदा परम पुरुष हरि गोविंदा करी वरद नारायण गोविंदा नारायण 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 हरि नारायण 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 हरि नारायण 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 जतन तपद अमृत मथनದಿ पर्वतवनु ಧರಿಸಿದೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಜತನ ತಪದೆ ಅಮೃತ ಮಥನದಿ ಪರ್ವತವನು ಧರಿಸಿದೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಶತಕ್ರತುವಿನ ಶಿರಿ ಹತವಾಗೆ ಕಡಲನು ಮಥಿಸಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಭೂತಳವೆರಿಸಿರ ಸಾತಳ ಕಿಳಿದನ ಪತಾಳದಿ ಕಂಡೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಭೂತಳವೆರಿಸಿರ ಸಾತಳ ಕಿಳಿದನ ಪತಾಳ ಕಂಡೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಆತನೊಡನೆ ಕದಿ ಖ್ಯಾತಿ ಮಡುಹಿ ಮಹೀತಳವನು ತಂದೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ವಾರಣದಂತ ವಿಧಾರಣ ಕಂಸ ಸಂಹಾರಣ ಭುಜ ಬಲಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ವಾರಣದಂತ ವಿಧಾರಣ ಕಂಸ ಸಂಹಾರಣ ಭುಜ ಬಲಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ವಾರಣಪುರಪತಿ ಧಾರಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಭೂಭಾರೋದ್ಧಾರಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮೋದಿನಿ ಗೋಸುಗ ಕಾದಿ ಕಲಹದಿ ವಿರೋಧಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಂದೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮೇದಿನಿ ಗೋಸುಗ ಕಾದಿ ಕಲಹದಿ ವಿರೋಧಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಂದೆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಸಾಧುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸುಖ ವೈದು ಪಕಗಿನೆಲೆ ಯಾದಿ ಕೇಶವರಾಯ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಹರಿ ನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಹರಿ ನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕರಿ ವರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಅಚ್ಯುತಂ ಕೇಶವಂ ರಾಮನಾರಾಯಣಂ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ದಾಮೋದರಂ ವಾಸುದೇವ ಮಾಧವಂ ಗೋಪಿಕಾ ವಲ್ಲಭಂ ಜಾನಕಿ ನಾಯಕಂ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರಂ ಭಜೆ ಹರೇ ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ಪ್ರಾತಃ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿ ಸಾಯಾಂತಂ ಸಾಯಾದಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನಂ ತತಃ ಯತ್ ಕರೋಮಿ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ತದಸ್ತು ತವ ಪೂಜನಂ ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ಮೇ ಹರ ಪಾತಕಾನಿ ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ಮೇ ಕುರು ಮಂಗಳಾನಿ ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ಮೇ ತವ ದೇಹಿ ದಾಸ್ಯಂ ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ಮೇ ತ್ವಯಿ ಭಕ್ತಿರಸ್ತು ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು.
Excellent, very nice. Thank you very much, Chandrika ji, for such a beautiful chanting of Govinda Bhajanam. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद डॉक्टर.
Now we have Gautam ji.
नमस्कारम सभी को नमस्कारम.
नमस्ते नमस्ते.
तो अभी भक्ति योग चल रहा है और भक्ति योग चल रहा है और भजन ना हो ये हो नहीं सकता, इसलिए मैं गौरांग श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु के एक भजन गाना चाहता हूँ. श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु एक राधा कृष्ण के ही भक्त थे जो आज से करीब 500 साल पहले धरती पर अवतरित हुए थे और उन्होंने हरिनाम कीर्तन को गांव-गांव घर-घर तक पहुंचाया था. और इसीलिए कहा जाता है हरे नाम एवो केवलम कलाओ नास्ते वो गतिरन्न था. मतलब हरि नाम के अन्यथा इस काल की कोई गति नहीं है. तो अब शुरू करता हूँ भजन. भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगेरो नाम रे. भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगेरो नाम रे. जय जोना गौरांग भजे से होई अमर प्राण रे. जय जना गौरांग भजे से होई अमर प्राण रे. से होई अमर प्राण रे. भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगेरो नाम रे. भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगेरो नाम रे. गौरांग भजिले गौरांग जपिले হয় দুঃখের অবসান রে. গৌরাঙ্গ ভজিলে গৌরাঙ্গ জপিলে হয় দুঃখের অবসান রে. ভজ গৌরাঙ্গ কহ গৌরাঙ্গ লহ গৌরাঙ্গের নাম রে. ভজ গৌরাঙ্গ কহ গৌরাঙ্গ লহ গৌরাঙ্গের নাম রে. গৌরাঙ্গ বলিয়া দুবাহু তুলিয়া নাচিয়া নাচিয়া বেড়াও রে. গৌরাঙ্গ বলিয়া দুবাহু তুলিয়া নাচিয়া নাচিয়া বেড়াও রে. গৌরাঙ্গ বলিয়া দুবাহু তুলিয়া নাচিয়া নাচিয়া বেড়াও রে. ভজ গৌরাঙ্গ কহ গৌরাঙ্গ লহ গৌরাঙ্গের নাম রে. ভজ গৌরাঙ্গ কহ গৌরাঙ্গ লহ গৌরাঙ্গের নাম রে. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरि बोल 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 हरि बोल 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 हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. धन्यवाद सभी को.
हरि बोल बहुत अच्छे गौरन. Thank you very much everybody for joining in, and let us finish this session with Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Namaskar mudra Omkar followed by Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम शांतिः शांतिः शांतिः. With your eyes closed, slowly take your both the hands back. Hold your right wrist with the left palm. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, bend from the root of the back, touch your forehead to the ground. Express gratitude to Mother Earth, Almighty, your parents and Guru. Slowly inhale and come up. Slowly release your hands. With few blinks, you may open your eyes. Namaste everybody. Thank you very much. There was some issue with the network and all these things, and that is why the beautiful bhakti presented by Rajam ji, Chandrika ji, and Gautam got slightly interfered with the network issues. But however, we could get the vibrations of their bhakti, and we could immerse ourselves in their bhakti. And I feel that what we can do is we can have audio recordings from whoever wants to sing. They can sing in a very quiet atmosphere. They can record, and then it can be sent over to us, which we can play one, or else I can make separate videos of your Bhakti Gitas, and we can have those available to everybody whenever they want. And it will be a short video, so maybe people may be able to watch it more. If you send me audio, I will do editing and all these things, and I will put it across. It will be a great service to all of us. And thank you very much, everybody. Now about Koti Bhagavad Gita Lekhan. Shiv Shankar ji would like to brief you, all of you, about that a bit. Shiv Shankar ji.
Namaste, everybody. The books are expected to be ready only by next Saturday. So probably Saturday, if they give in time, we will collect it and then start posting it. Some people have offered to collect it from doctor's house. So we will see how many people will be collecting, and we will be doing that. And many people, I think they have only posted the payment made, but they have not filled up the Google form, what is supposed to be given to our group. Please make sure that you are giving. Otherwise, it will not be complete.
We will collect from everybody the address. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste. Shubharatri.
Thank you, sir.
Shubharatri.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shubharatri, Hare Krishna, sir.
Shubharatri. Shubharatri, everybody. Shubharatri.